Good afternoon, crafters, and welcome to my craft room. Today it's a beautiful sunny day here in the west of Ireland. The birds are singing. I have my window open a little. I don't know if you'll hear them, but it's such a glorious day. I have spent a lot of this morning in the garden, just pottering about, and it was hard to have to come in now, I have to say, because we don't get the best of weather all the time here, but I'm delighted to be here with you. So the first thing I'd like to do is say hello to everyone in the chat. You may be watching live, but you're not in the chat, so hello to everyone watching live, and especially to those in the chat. So we have, of course, my moderator, who is Benita. Her catchphrase is "under a pile of papers" here on YouTube and on social media. So hello, Benita, and thank you for moderating. I'd like to say a big hello to Alison Crothers, Hazel, who else is there? Cara from Little Rabbit Designs, another fabulous crafter. I have my comments are just over here down to the side of me, so hence why I'm looking away. If I put them over here too much, you'll see it on the table. Who else do we have? Barbara Hickey is here as well. Julie Williams, good afternoon. Hello to Kay and to Dee Dee Papercrafts, that's Donna. I have it wrote down so I would get it right. Who else is here? We have 26 people watching us live today, so I'm delighted about that. You may occasionally hear my dog Ghost give a little bark or something. There's a lot going on in the area with the farmers and whatever they're doing out there, but Ghost is telling them, you know, keep your business and stay out. So I do apologize if he starts barking. Avril is here, my crafty sister from Cork. Hello and good afternoon. Jeanette Morrison is here as well. Alicia, my lovely daughter in the Netherlands, is here. I'm hoping that Jane is here as well as my granddaughter. And my little grandson, Arlen. Hello, Jane, if you're watching. And hello to Ireland too. Who else is here? We have Caroline Barnes is there. Hayley is with us as well. Hello, Hayley. Hayley is the DT for Sam and Mixed Up Crafts. Hayley's not feeling well. She's under the weather at the moment. So I hope you're feeling better soon, Hayley, and I'll catch up with you later. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the live. Hopefully it'll all go well. But if it doesn't, we won't sweat the small stuff. We're here. It's just you and me here, crafting in my craft room, doing a bit of colouring, all the things. It'll be grand. Okay, so who else do we have? I don't want to miss anyone. We have Jenny, we have Rita, Pamela, Kay is shouting at you all. Thumbs up. Yes, if you can, and you're on a device and you can give a thumbs up, that'd be great. It just lets the YouTube algorithm know that you're enjoying what you're seeing. And you should be able to see here on the screen, I have a little thumbs up reminder for you all. We have Emma Armstrong is here, and Becky Bryant Forever is there as well. Hi, Becky. Manic Stitcher is here, and that's Lynette. Good afternoon, Lynette. Amanda is here. Beth. I think I'm all caught up. I'm all caught up with everyone. So that's everyone who has just commented in the comment section. Hello to you all. I'm chuffed that you're all here to join me. I hope the weather is as lovely with you as what it is here with me. It is glorious. Okay, so I'm going to move down to the desk. I'm going to show you what I'm crafting with. I'm crafting with Made to Surprise products because Made to Surprise is 6 years old very soon, and I wanted to celebrate by using Made to Surprise. Now, as you will see, I do use a lot of Made to Surprise in my crafting. I love Sam's products and I love crafting with her products, so that is basically what I use. But all of my tutorials, I would like to think you can use whatever crafts, whatever stamps, dies, etc. that you have in your stash and you could do something similar. The video, the live, it's here to inspire you, and I hope it does. Right, I'm going to move down to the desk now because I could talk for Ireland. Ask a load of people in the chat there, they'll tell you. I'm going to move down to the desk and we'll have a look at the products that I'm using. Avril was saying she's listening to the birdies. I think, yeah, you might hear them. There's a couple of blue tits out there and green finches and stuff, and song thrushes. I think there's 12 different birds that my bird app has picked up at one stage or another in the last couple of weeks. So it is really lovely. It's idyllic. Yeah, okay, so we're down at the desk. This is the card style that I want to make. So I've made this masculine style card, and I'm going to do it similarly again. Sam, when she brought out her collection, I think it was the March collection, there were 2 different masculine style stamps and there were 2 feminine ones. My favorite is the one of the 3 ladies with their back to you. I've made a couple of cards using that one and I love it. But she has a dancing girl, she has the boozing boys, and she has the gaming boys. So I want to use the gaming boys and the dancing girls to have cards in my stash. So this is the Fab mechanism. This is the most recent mechanism, and it's the 5x7 double slider mechanism die set. I have it there so I would get it right, and it gives you this look. Now I did a live with Hayley when this came out and I really enjoyed it. I didn't have the dies at the time and I made it up myself. I'll leave a link to that live down in the description after the live is finished here. But I had a little issue with the pulling up and the down of it, and I had to pop this part off and redo it. So having the dies does make it so much easier. And I love this one. Hooray, happy birthday to the man of the moment. And then inside, I've die cut out some banners, I've stamped a sentiment and some more of the little hats. And all those products are here on the desk. There's Ghost, giving it large. So I'm going to use this one. This is the Gaming Boys, the man, the myth, the legend. And I'm going to colour these in. And I do have some Ohuhus. I've got, let me see, can you see them here? These are all my Ohuhus, the 320 set. I have to say, it is a little intimidating having them all. I have picked out some colours. I will give you the colour names as I'm colouring, and I list them after the live because I may change up some of the colours. I'm not familiar with them. So that's the first one I'm going to use. This is the girls one that I'm going to use. This is Let's Raise a Glass, and it's the three dancing ladies. And yeah, I thought this would be nice to have a go with colouring in as well. And the sentiments on this: behind every great night are great friends and a cocktail. Age is just a number, but wine is timeless. That's if you like wine. Personally, I don't. I'm not an alcohol drinker. Don't actually like the taste of it much, but each to their own. Now, from this set, and this is stamps and dies, there's 16 dies and 9 stamps in this. And you get your banner, balloons, party hats, cake. You have gift boxes, this funny little frog with balloons. You get congratulations and celebrate. This is a die cut word and shadow background, another gift, and a smaller banner. So I have used some of these and I will go through them once I get to that point. And then finally, this is the die set that makes the double slider mechanism, and it makes it so easy. This is how I like to store my dies. They come in a little cellophane plastic bag, but I put them on a magnetic sheet and on a piece of cardboard. I usually put them on a 300 GSM white sheet, you know, craft card, but the magnetic sheets I've been getting are not very good. So I've had a recommendation from Kay, who's in the chat, for heavier ones. So I'm hoping they're going to come next week and I can go back to putting them on a lighter. But these are the 11 dies you get. You get the mechanism, the little pull, your arrow, and all the things you might need. Sam has done a tutorial on how exactly to use these. I will be doing some assembly using these today and show you how I use them and what you will need. So that is all the products that I'm going to use. I'm just going to pop that there. And this is what I have for the boys. So I have some of this done already in this one, and then this is for the girls one. So with the girls one, I have stamped my image. You can see there, and you can see here with the boys. I've done that using VersaFine Claire Nocturne ink. You can use the VersaFine Tuxedo Black ink as well. Now, it's not really recommended ink to use when you're using alcohol markers. Memento ink is usually the one that they recommend. And there are, like Simon says, Stamp has inks. There's lots of others, but I like the quality of ink from the VersaFine. So what I do is I stamp them. You can take your heat gun and you can allow them a little, you know, give them a little bit to dry, or you can leave them 5 or 10 minutes. I have stamped live and then gone ahead and colored, and I've had no issues. But I've stamped these yesterday, and so they've dried overnight. But I don't find, if you're not going over the lines really heavily, I don't find it smears. But that's what works for me. What works for you, you do you. But that's what works for me. But if you want to know what I stamp with, that's what I stamp with. Let's have a look. Ooh, I like that, Caroline said. Hope you had a lovely day on your birthday, Sandy asked. I did. It was very quiet. Hubby has been unwell with a dose of a cold. Everyone seems to be getting it. If you don't get the head cold, sore throat down into your chest, a lot of people are kind of complaining of headaches, feeling just lethargic or tired. I think I got that end of the stick. I was still pretty much okay, really, in the grand scheme of things. Mike was unwell, but he soldiered through. So fair play, you know, he soldiered through. Needless to say, I had a lovely weekend. Because Mike wasn't well, my daughter Caitlin and family didn't come up to visit. I didn't want to host them here with us not being well. I didn't want them to feel unwell. But I had a lovely day, and hubby, if you don't know, bought me a fabulous printer as well as my Ohuhu. So I was a very happy girl, and I treated myself to the towers that that they're set in. I got them off Amazon and they're great. Let's see. Have you got the pens in number order? Well, they're all in here. And I have them from dark to light, but I haven't got them in number order, and I haven't like swatched out a new sheet. So I have swatched out, let me show you this way. I have swatched out the numbers, but I didn't like how they lined up because, do you know, I found some of my greeny yellows and my yellow yellows, I would have liked them together. I wanted more of a rainbow order. So I just took them from the stand I had them in and put them the way I'd like them. So the next thing to do now is take each marker, swatch it out, and then put the number underneath it. I find it great to have a swatch sheet. So I know if I have 12 colors across and my holder, everything is on the reverse when you go live, so it's really hard. So my holder there has 12 markers across. So I find if I have the colors in the order I want, I can go, right, I want that green. It's 3 lines down and 5 lines over. So I can then go to that and come 3 lines down and 5 lines over, and I know that marker is going to be there. And then when I'm putting them all away, I can look, well, that's YG215. It's 5 markers over and 3 lines down. For me, I'm blonde. I need to have I need to have some sort of order. That order makes me feel good about my colouring then. It's all a process. And we all have it our own way. I was talking with some of the ladies yesterday and they were saying they like it specifically in rainbow order and what rainbow order. But as I was doing it, I didn't like it that way. So, you know, you do you again. Let's see what else. Sort it out later. Lynette said, I will. I've got loads of time. Sure, they're all there. That's the fun of it, I think, you know, that's the fun of it. That frog is one for the history books. He is so cute, Becky said. Do you know, Becky, he is a very cute frog. Let me just show you. So the frog here, he looks like he has a sad face and a long nose, but it's not. This is his chin and this is his mouth. So what I did was I stamped him up. Let me see if I can get him out. This is not the direction I thought I'd be going in with this live. I stamped him out, and what I did was I took the stamp and I cut off the line, this line here, that looks like a really sad mouth. I cut that out of my stamp. And I then took a fine liner pen and I had a go at giving him a smile. So one is up higher where his smile is meant to be, and this one then is lower. So they're my two frogs. And my apologies to Sam, but this makes me happy. It's like some of the stamps we've gotten before, and they have faces in them. I can't handle fruit with a face in it or a bottle of beer with a face in it. I cut them out too. But I have to say myself, and at the time I was crafting with a crafty sister called Tez from France, and she did the same as well. We were laughing, we had such fun. But that's what I've done with the frog. So yeah, fun. Let me see. Okay, there's some conversation going on in the chat. Benita said he looks so cute like that. I agree, Benita. Jeanette said yours is much better, Simone. Do you know what? You can do what you like with your stamps. They're yours. You paid for them. You know, do what you like with them. So, you know, that's what I did. I did what I like. Hazel said she loves his smiles. Thanks, Hazel. Lynette said, I would be scared of trying to cut the frog. Do you know what? Good light. Watch what you're doing. Very sharp craft knife. And, you know, just cut it out. That would bug me every time I went to use. It would put me off using him. Now I love him. I had such fun. Actually, these are the first two things I have coloured using my new Ohuhu markers. And I really, really enjoyed it. I just pulled a couple of colours out and thought I'd give it a go. And yeah, it made me smile with the two. And you know what? You can give him a cheeky kind of half smile with a little curve to his side of his mouth. You know, I think they look like two very different chappies there, you know? So, yeah. Anyway, I digress. This is why my lives last so long. I'm so busy chatting. Yeah, Benita said, I usually do no-line stamping and colouring when I need to take something out because then it doesn't show. That's a brilliant tip. If you want to stamp something and you want to change it up, use your very pale inks to do it and then go over it yourself. It works brilliantly. Anyway, let's have a look at the card size. So our dies for this card is a 5x7 die set. That's what it's intended for. So I have a 5x7 card base. I've made this myself. I cut a piece of 10x7 and scored it at 5. It gave me a side folding 5x7 card. But for the boys card, this one is a top folding card. Now you can, if I can open it, there we go. So what you could do is you could take a piece of 7.5x5 and score it at 7 inches. That would give you a 1/2 inch tab. Add that to a piece of 7x5, stick the two together at the top, and you would have a top fold 5x7 card base. This actually came in a pack. It was 10x7 card base size, and I cut them all down at 5, and that's what they give me. The envelopes then that are a 10x7 envelope, a little bigger actually, I use them when I'm making showstopper cards. I find them very handy to have, so they don't go to waste, which is brilliant. Okay, so onto that, I have got my cut out piece, and this measures 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. On the blue one, I've done a matte layer. That's 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. And then onto that, I have my pattern paper, and that's 4.5 by 6.5. So I'm going to matte and layer that one, but I'm not doing it for this one. And then if I move that just over there and move these in here, you can see both. So I have my lovely girls here stamped and ready to color. I have my boys here stamped and ready to color. They're already on my mechanism, which works lovely. And I like to pop my panel that's going to come up at the top. I like to pop that on the top and then have the piece that's coming down at the bottom. I like to have that underneath, which you can see there. So I've stamped that already. I will color this in, and I can color that in place, but I'll show you how I did that with my little IKEA Ziploc bag, which I've cut to just short of 4 inches wide, because the gap between here and here is 4 inches. So you want your bag just a smidge under, so that when it wraps around, it can move easily. And I have put some tape across one side, and when that wraps around like so, I will then stick that onto that. So then after that, we have, this is my smaller panel. These I die cut out using the dies that are in the die set. Words are hard. There's so much going on up here trying to get it out. I hope you're all enjoying. I have a white matte layer. This is a die cut out piece, and then I have the pattern paper to go on top. And for the boys one, I have a white piece, and I have the pattern paper, and again they're die cut using the dies. I was debating doing this piece in blue, and I do have it cut out in blue, but I'm not too sure. I think I like the white more than I like the blue. So we'll see. You can actually see in this one, that one is done with the blue matte layer, and this one is with the white matte layer. So I think when we get to that stage, I'll be asking which is your preference, guys. I cut out some of the banners, and I did that in the pattern paper, and I did the same for both. But what I did was I color matched using my Ohuhus to my pattern paper, and I die cut out in the color that I wanted. And what I did was then, I hope you can see there, maybe if I zoom in, there you go, isn't that cool? You can see what I've done is I've cut the extra ones out and put them in. So I used 5 of these little triangles that come off this. I've actually stuck 3 on one and 2 on the other. And then I took my white gel pen and I decorated them so that they would be similar. So I use little dots and lines and all the things to pretty it up, and I love it. I was so pleased with how this came out. So there's a little tip for you when you're doing your banners. And I did the same again with the boys one, and I'll show you that here. There's the boys one just there. Isn't that fun? I love that. Okay, so I'm going to go back out so you can see everything. And what else? I die cut out some of the party hats. I think in hindsight I should have done some of them in the peach color, but I quite like that. I think it's fun. So it's all color tone that we're going for, and just something different, you know. And I did little coloring on top of the little white pom-poms as well, just to bring a little bit of what I did on the banners to the little hats. So for the blue one, I have done the same. It was afterwards I thought, oh, I should use the colored cardstock. So I have a blue and I have the gingham style. I have also die cut out my little circles. I have a punch that sometimes I use. I think this one for the girls card would be lovely, and then this just a plain punched one for the boys card might be good, but I have them both there. And I've also die cut out the little arrows as well. I die cut it out once, misplaced the arrow, die cut it out again, then found the arrow, hence the reason why there's two in my little tray. So I think that's everything. I think what I'm going to do is, before I start assembling the cards, I'm going to go straight to the colouring and the stamping the sentiment for this. And once I've that done, we'll start doing some assembly. So I think what I'll do is, I might actually do the girls one first. I'll pop that over there. I'll bring in my markers. Now, I didn't make a note of what markers I've brought in. I just had a look, yeah, over here, and picked out some markers that I thought would look nice. And then I just scribbled them out to see how they would look together. I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm going to, what I'll do is, I will show you the caps, and I will say what they are when I'm doing it. But after the live, again, I will go down to the description and I will add in the cap numbers afterwards. So we need to stamp that, and we need to do a little bit of colouring on our girls. Now, I don't think I'm going to do too much with the background. I'm just going to colour them in. I've just done a 2-colour blend. I'm going to zoom in. There we go. Now, I know when I zoom in, it's not a perfectly clear picture for you. If I bring this up, I think it gets clearer. What I see on what I'm streaming looks a lot clearer than what you see on the live, but I still figure it's as well off for me to zoom in than not. So let me know what you think. Would you prefer me to be zoomed in like this and do the colouring? Or would you prefer it to be out like that? I cannot move the camera down any further than what it is presently. So if you could put in the comment section, let's see, out to zoom out, which is this, or in for me to zoom in like this. Let me know what you want, out or in, and I will do that. Simone, that's a posh pen holder. Details, please. Thanks very much. I presume you're on about this. I'm never going to get that right. Sure to turn around looking and going this. Yeah, I think it was on Amazon. It's 120 holder tower. It was 17 euros, I think. And I got 3 of them, which worked out cheaper than getting a 240 holder and a 120 holder. I had a look on the Ohuhu site as well, and even with a discount because of the purchase that I made for the Ohuhus, it's still, with shipping and everything, came in that bit dearer than Amazon. So I definitely recommend shop around if you're interested on, you know, getting your towers for your markers. I do think it looks pretty. I have the wine rack holders, and I shared that in the last live I did, but personally I prefer this look to the wine rack holders, but it's all what's within your budget. You know, you have to do what you is right for you. So I think, zoomed in please. Oh, there's Louise. Hi Louise from Iced Images, amazing crafter. We've got some fabulous crafters in the live chat, so do click on those if you're looking for some new crafters. Zoomed in, out, in, out, in, out, shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey and you turn around. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. Zoomed in, out, shake it all about, Hazel. That's what I said. Thank you, Ted said. It looks, what does it say? It looks nicer when the pens are all the same make. Mine are a mishmash, Ted said. But you know what? Mishmash is good, because at the end of the day, that is part and parcel of your colouring journey, you know. Yeah, having all the one brand is lovely, but you know, it is what it is. So this is V46, it's lavender. I'm going to leave it down there, and I think I'm going to colour in Little Mrs. Dress here. I'm thinking of you, Alicia. Alicia loves a nice purple. And I am really slow at colouring, so I was being very enthusiastic with having two lots of colouring. And normally I'd be down here like this, look, and all you'd see is my head because my vision is not great. So yeah. And I am no pro at colouring. I'm just doing what looks good to me. And you know what, if I just coloured this all in one colour and was happy with that, I wouldn't pass anyone any apology, because we're all at different levels, and you know, you should do what you feel good, you know. And what I think colouring can be very intimidating for people, especially if you feel like, you know, well, I'm not very good at it. Like, I can colour in an image, but I'm not very good at it. Well, you don't have to be. You know, people are coming to see you for whatever reason. They're coming, oh, did you hear the pheasant? Sounds like a corncrake. There's definitely a horny little pheasant out there. I do hear him often. Anyway, as I was saying, everyone has different things they're good at. Look at Louise from Iced Images. She is like Sam. She can take a card idea and it's like an engineering feat, you know? Like, not everyone can do that. Not everyone is comfortable at seeing a card and going, oh, I like the way you've done that, but I think I'm going to give it layers, and I'm gonna put these panels on it, and I'm gonna, do you know what I mean? Not everyone is good at doing stuff like that. So, you know, you should just do you. Like, I'm not great at colouring. Oh, sorry. That was Y29 Dull Violet. But how I'm colouring this feels good to me. You know, I think her bust area would look a bit voluptuous. And I think her dress would kind of have shimmers of dark and light from the lights. And that's what I'm doing. And will it look perfect? No. And does it matter? No, because I'm doing a bit of colouring and I'm enjoying it. And you know what? I'm going to give her matching shoes. Because, yeah, I know if I was going out in a fab lavender colour dress, I'd have my heels in a nice matching colour. So we'll give her those. We'll put a little bit of dark there at the bottom. And there we go, isn't she perfect? Now, I do know I forgot to get skin tones. And let's see. Let's see. I think I shall give these all a YR06. Might be a good one. Let's see if we can find it. YG, YR06. Excuse me while I get up to find this. YR06. YR. There we go. Right. And I'm going to make these all pale skinned, hopefully. Yeah. Now with the with these markers, you can layer over them. So I will come back in with the one marker, and like I said, this is YR06, and I will give them another little bit of layer. But like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. And I don't want to take too long. I have got a joint of pork in the oven for slow roasted pulled pork. And oh my gosh, I wish you could smell what it smells like here. I'm sure Ghost is out there looking out the French doors, drooling with the smell. It is absolutely yummy. Now, I should really put the marker down. I'll have to get into the habit of doing this, you know, like those professionals that you see and they're doing all the right things. Let me just have a quick look in the chat. In, out, shake it all about. It looks nicer when the pens are all in the same. Oh yeah, hello, just watching whilst getting work done. Well, it's lovely to have you, Louise. Welcome. Hello, everyone. There's Lisanne. Tez loves her pro markers. Some are 10 years old and still going. There's quality for you. Becky said, I was at Michael's Craft yesterday. I'm presuming that's in the USA. And got 2 packs of Ohuhu markers to try out. One was the Honolulu 2, had brush and chisel points. That's what I have on these, Becky. The other were OAHU. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Wow. And they had the fine tip and chisel points. Well, the best of luck. See what you like. These are new to me with the brush tip. It's not a tip that I have used. I think I have 2 or 3 of my tri-blends are brush tip, but I wouldn't have gone to them very often. I like the fine tip, would be more my preference. Let's see, there's an arm here and another arm here and a hand. I have to say, you know, my cheap markers from Smith's, I was very happy with those, you know. I'm going to go back in now and do another layer, and I'm going to use the same color to give layer underneath. That's what I liked about the idea of getting the Ohuhus, the fact that I could go in with the same marker and get what looks like, and I don't know if you can see it on her, but you see under her neck and around her hairline and under her arms, you can go in with the same marker and you can actually layer up your color. Now, if I was more familiar with the Ohuhus and had my swatch done, I would have a darker color, but I think this will look grand, and that will layer on again. Yeah, I'm loving that. Sure, there's no one going to be looking at this going, her blend is very poor, or do you know what I mean? Now I have her done in purple. Do I want to put anything? Oh, I missed. Are you shouting at me? Don't forget to do her legs. Also, we're a primary colour set and a portrait set. I have so many now. It's a little daunting at times. I find it daunting too, Becky. Having all those colours. I think that's why I say to myself, you know, it's okay to do you, you know, that you don't have to. I'm not putting pressure on myself. Yeah. I think that helps. For me, it does help. Louis said, I forgot to put the gammon joint in the oven this morning. There you go. Throw it on now. Sure, it's only 2:45. Throw it into the oven there while you're listening to me. We had pork on Monday, Jeanette said, with honey and mustard sauce and a sage and onion crusty top. Oh, sounds yum. Pippa said, that sounds really delicious. I think that's comment to Jeanette. Pippa likes the idea of that, Jeanette. Oh my God, I'm getting hungry now, Benita said. Benita had wild boar yesterday for dinner. Her mom popped up with some wild boar for her. Not one bit jealous at all, Benita. Not one bit jealous at all. So this lady is going to be Benita. I need to give this lady a kind of a natural grey, and I think I'll do a warm tones. Where's my warm grey? There, let's see how this looks. Yeah, I think we'll give this lady a nice warm grey hair because Benita has got lovely silver fox colour hair. There we go. That's that. And I'm going to leave that out. That was warm grey 06 Stardust, Benita. You have Stardust hair. I'm going to give this lady, this is me, this is Benita, and this is the crafty friend. And you can be the crafty friend. So I'm going to go in with my darks. And this is how I would like to have curly blonde hair. I just tie mine up. And this is Y111 Mustard. And this is Y27. I just tie mine up after I wash it. And when I let it down, then it has curl on it. Because my hair is straight as a die. So it is. I think I need to go in with a little bit more of a brown color. Let's see. I think we'll throw a couple of browns in there. And this might come out looking awful, but you know what? I won't sweat the small stuff at all. And then I'll go back in with my light and go over it. There we go. Did I give you that brown color? That is E511. Now, I'm not recommending that you use these colors, but I'm just telling you these are the colors that I'm using. I think this lady's jumpsuit would be maybe a denim color. I've got my markers here and my little swatch sheet that I'm doing. So these colors appealed to me when I was picking them out. So let's see, I'm going to go in and do the darks first. This is B415. Nice to see how I would look standing up. Yeah. For all of you that don't know, Benita is in a wheelchair. She has spina bifida. But that don't hold her back, does it, Benita? That don't hold you back at all. This looks very dark now. But I'm kind of hoping it will lighten up. I need to concentrate a little bit with this. One thing, I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos and they all say to bring your dark colour not to the line but just in from the line, and then go over that with your lighter colour. So that's what I'm going to do. This one is B412. I have to concentrate, otherwise I'll go outside the line. But sure, that's what gel pens are for. Yeah. I watch some people and they're colouring and they're chatting and they're getting loads done. I'm like, how do they do that? I don't know. Lovely. And like I said, I'm not sweating the small stuff. This would be lovely. Little conversations going on there, which is lovely. I love it. We have 32 people watching. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you are enjoying it. I'm just here for a chat and a bit of crafting. I have a couple of cards to make and I thought, you know what? I'll just invite my crafty friends to join me. Normally Sam from Mixed Up Crafts would be live now, but she's on a holiday at the moment. So I thought I would take her spot. So I'm going over where my dark is and I'm coming out past that. So I'm hoping that this is going to layer because it will layer on top, so we'll get an extra look. I like that now. I think that looks great. And one thing I learned from others that I was watching was you have to be able to see the light and dark, you know, because my thing was they should blend seamlessly. But there you go. I mean, that's just me having a go. So, you know, it's not brilliant, but it's not bad. Sure, it'll do. Now, I'm going to give the little miss over here a red dress. So for my dark red, I'm using R016, which is, I think it says chili red. The writing is so small on it. And again, I'm a rebel. I'm going in with my dark colour. And I'm putting that down first. So wherever there is a dark line, the artist is telling us you would have a darker area. So that's what I'm doing along here. And again, there's a lot of movement and flow to this lovely dress that Our Lady is wearing here. And I might give her a blue belt and give her some blue on her pearls. So I think I'm happy with that. I'm going to go in with my R112, which is a reddish pink, and I'm going to colour over that. Try not to get it in her hair or outside the lines. And I'm going to bring that down onto her sleeve. So I hope this is inspiring some of you to grab your colours, because yeah, I'm not great, but I don't care. I think it's good enough. I'd be chuffed if I got a card like this from someone that they'd coloured in themselves. I don't think it's about the ability. I think it's about the effort that the person makes. You know, I would look at that and say, wow, they coloured that in themselves. Do you know, that all takes time and effort. Lovely. Now I'm going to leave some of that dry. I'm actually going to give her little red matching shoes because, you know, why not? Very carefully. I hope I'm not going outside the lines, not that I can see. But sure, that's what a white gel pen is for. Okay, so I might give her, I might go with the pink. Pink little necklace there and a pink belt. Just for funsies. And pink on her bracelets. And that is RV17. I'm going to go back to my brown, which is E511, and I'm just going to like colour in what would be the buckle, just so it looks a little different. Lovely. And I might take that light pink, that RV17, and give her a little pink mouth. And I'm going to do this with all my ladies. Okay. I'm going to take my brown colours and I'm going to do the hair. My dark brown colour is E511. So I'm going to go down along like that. I'm sorry now I'm not keeping up so much with the comments. I shall get back to those in a minute. I know her ear is there, but I'm going to colour that in with the brown. This one is E46. And we'll colour that in as well. And then once I have that coloured in, I'm going to go back to my lovely lady in red. I'm going to take my lighter or 112 and I'm going to just do some flicks down and continue on around and just pull out those layers, flicking them up. I'm accentuating her boobs and her waist. And that's giving me another layer on there. Okay, so we need to do her belt and her boots. What colour should we pull in? What colour do you think we should do the belt on our lady there and her boots? So let me know in the comments what colour you think our little dancer here in her catsuit, her belt and boots should be. And I'm going to have a quick read of the comments while I do that. I need a tissue for my nose. Lovely. Let's see. Stop it, Simone. You're doing your best and having fun. That's right. I think it's great. I'm delighted with it. You're doing a great job, Simone, Becky said. We are our worst critics. Isn't that the truth? Is the middle lady having white shoes? Well, I could do it, add a touch of grey to it to give her white. But if you think she should have a pop of colour, let me know what you think it should be. Glitter boots for the middle one. Tez, glitter boots. Seriously. You're a demon. Yes, she needs some glitter boots. Becky, no! Jolly. Hi, Jolly Canis. Hi, is that Alicia? I do believe it is. Jolly. Avril says gold boots. Tez says silver glitter. Roller gel pen. Okay, Tez. Silver with sparkle over the top. Gold glitter boots and belt. Silver glitter boots and buckle. Gold glitter. I like the idea of gold. I like the idea of gold. What colour should we pull in for our gold? I'm thinking that Y39 would be a good goldy colour. Yeah, I like that. Let's see if I can find it. Y39. E-E-E-G-G-Y. Okay. This is why you should have them numbered. Y39. That's the problem now. I mightn't be able to find it. It's not in here. Sure it's not. No. Why? It's definitely Y39. Okay, let's have a closer look. Y. There we go. Well, it wasn't actually the colour. Like, that looks a little different to... Oh no, they look something the same. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, I think if we do that with maybe the brown speckle on it. Sure, we'll have a look. Okay, I'm sorry if my head is getting in the way. And let's see. Okay, I do like that. I want to take my lighter blue because I missed a bit down here. And I missed a little bit over there now that I'm looking. And that was B412. And I think I want to give her a darker sole. I'll just pull in a grey here that I have. This is BGY25. Just for a little darkness on the heel there and the sole. Okay, and we'll go back in with this again. I think Y215, Y215, Y215. 2153. I really do need to go to Specsavers. I'm not seeing that. Y215 and 216. Let's see. There's Y215. I didn't go up far enough. I think that might be a good dark layer to put down. And then I'll go in around here with that darker color. So that's Y215. Then I'm coming back with my Y39. Move that out of the way. And just go around that. Give that. And I'm going to pick back up with my lighter blue again because I now see I missed a few bits. So we'll just tidy that up along there. Did I miss anywhere else? No, I think that's it. Okay, so that's our ladies done. Now we could do a little bit of ink blending around the edge, which I might do, because you know what, if we only get one card done, we only get one card done. I'm not sweating the small stuff, but I think I would like to bring in a little bit of, let's see, I do like a bit of faded jeans. Now we need a little brush. Let me just get one of my brushes. I'll grab this one here so I don't have to go over to the back wall. And we'll do a little bit of ink blending. And I'll pull this in just so that I can, just to give a little bit of color around it. And hopefully I can keep you on the screen. And I'm just pulling it around the edges there. And this color is Faded Jeans for anyone who wants to know. I do have this. So let me move you over a little so you can see what I'm doing. And we'll go around the edges there so it looks as if they're in a nightclub without it being very nightclubby. But I just didn't want to leave that panel, you know, pure white. I don't think it looked right. But I am liking this. Yeah, what do we think? I like that now much better. Okay, so that's that one done. I'm gonna quickly tidy this up. Bring our girls in. I'm going to move the colors. We do need to do a little bit of stamping. I'm going to bring you back out. There we go. So I do need to stamp a sentiment onto this piece. So I'll grab my stamping platform. Let me move that down here out of the way. Now I've got my birthday sentiment, but I want to bring in from the, what did I do with that now? Okay, it's here. This is what I want to find. Okay, behind every great night are great friends and a cocktail. I think we'll go with behind every good friend. And we'll pop that on there. Am I missing much in the chat? I hope not. That fits in there beautifully. We just need to make sure it is straight. I think that's straight. Straight enough. There we go. Benita said purple is her second favorite color, so it's okay. Okay. Alison says lovely. Kay says glad you're nearly finished. Can feel my eyes closing watching you color is so relaxing. Oh, thanks, Kay. Okay. Oops. I am normally a very tidy crafter, but I'm not being very tidy right now. So we're going to take a little breath, relax. I'm looking at myself there, seeing what you're seeing. That looks grand. Just get another bit along the bottom there. Lovely. Okay. Just going to spray a little bit of water onto my cloth because it is gone quite dry, and I just use water on a microfiber cloth to clean my stamps. I'm going to leave that in there for now so I don't lose it. I'm going to pop that over there so it can be drying. And we'll pop that back down here, because I do have to stamp my sentiment inside my card. So maybe I'll do that actually now, because I know what will happen. I'll assemble the card and then I'll be like, oh, I forgot to put my sentiment inside. So we won't do that, because I'm terrible for doing it. I don't know about you guys. So let's see. And I do want to decorate. I was thinking about decorating inside. So let's see where our banner is. We'll put one inside and maybe one outside. So if we have that up there, then we need room to put to whomever. So let's see. Is that straight? I think that's straight. Right. Sure, that'll do nicely. I picked that up there. We can always string our banner up like that. But I do like things at a jaunty angle. Jollykin says, I like that very much, very clever. Did you draw the ladies? I cannot take credit for the ladies. They are from the Mixed Up Crafts stamp set, and I'll show that to you now. It is this one here. It is Paint the Town Red A5 stamp set. There is a link at the bottom of the comments for in the comment section down at the bottom, or it could be at the top, but for me on my device it seems it's a pinned link. It's to Craftworld, where you can shop everything made to surprise. The link is also in the description for those of you watching after the live. There are links down there. Some of them are affiliate links. It'll cost you nothing extra if you use my links to either purchase Ohuhu markers or to go to Craftworld. But what will happen is I'll get a little kickback, a little thank you from them for sending you their way. And that means I get a little bit and can put it towards more crafty products. So let's see that special. Okay. I think that is all in there. Yep. So now we can move these out. And I've got a smudge because, you know, Murphy's Law, but I'm not going to sweat that because that's what erasers are for. And I'll wipe my stamp and put it away. And that way I don't lose anything. I know some crafters like craft around a big mess. And I'm not saying I don't make a mess, because I certainly do. But I kind of am one of those that like to clean as they go, because I am terrible for losing things. Or I'll put something somewhere and be like, oh, I'll put that away when I get to it. And then I get to it and then it's lost. So that's what I like to do. I'm going to leave that one in the stamping platform because I may come back to that. Okay, so let's do a little dance. And maybe assembly too would be a good one. I'll bring in my ladies. I'll bring all my things in. So I'm going to do the mechanism. No, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stick this on the front, because then our mechanism sits down on top of that. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, that'll be perfect. Right, to glue this down, I'm going to use some Kalal glue. I like to buy the big bottle of the Kalal glue, and I decant it into a smaller bottle. The bottle I'm using happens to be an old bottle that the Made to Surprise accent glaze was in. And when it was all gone, I cleaned out the bottle really well and used that because I love the tip on it. spreads the glue out really nicely. I don't know if you can you see that there? Yeah, just there. So we'll put that down there. And that will do nicely. Okay, so now I might as well, as we're here, pop our little banner inside as well. Sure, we're here, we might as well. Now, normally I grab the quick grab glue, but as the collal was on the desk, I'll use that. And the tip on this is so good that I can get away with using that. So let's see. There we go. So the collal glue takes a little bit extra time to grab, but sure, that's lovely. Great, so that's the inside and the outside done. And I'm going to look now at the mechanism. We'll put our little pin in the bottle. I think I watched a short with an American actress, and she was saying that she finds it so hard to say bottle the way we do it, that there's a double click or something, bottle. So I don't know if you're American and you find it hard to say bottle. Do let me know in the comments. I thought it was a weird one. Like, surely everyone can say bottle. Okay, so I have, like I said earlier, a piece of, this is an IKEA Ziploc bag, just because that's what I had in my drawer. I have cut it to just shy of 4 inches to put on my mechanism. The release paper is here at the top. I'm going to bring this down. This is how I like to do it. Sam and Hayley will have their ways of doing it, as will any of the other muckers in the group that have used this. I like to bring mine down towards the bottom there of my mechanism. Should I zoom in for this part? Maybe I should. So I have brought it down here towards the bottom. I'm going to pull on this piece here so it's taut but not too tight. We just want it all to be flat. Then I'll take a pokey tool and I will take the release paper off the top. Oh, there's the postman. That's what he's barking at. Yeah, there he is. I have a little camera set up there so I can see up the drive. So I shall take my release paper off, making sure this is nice and straight, and then I'll flip this over. You want to make sure that the edges here, there's no sticky residue from your tape. And then any excess that you have, you just take a scissors and cut it off. And do be careful that you don't cut into the plastic you have just put on, because that can happen. Ask me how I know. So I've left a little bit of a lip on mine because I've done this before, and every time I've gone to cut the plastic off, I've cut into the plastic underneath. But sure, that's okay. It still works. So now, once you have that done, I like to do it this way. Again, Sam does it the recommended way, and Hayley and all the others. I mention Hayley because she's Sam's design team person. She has videos on her channel, Hayley's Cards. But this is how I like to do it. So I like to put my bigger piece on the top, and that is going to stick across the bottom. So where our tape is down here on this piece which moves, I like to bring that down towards the bottom. I'm going to take my tape again and I'm going to add another piece across the bottom. I'll find the start and I'm going to put that across the bottom like so. And I'll cut that off, being careful not to cut into my plastic. And then I will again take my pokey tool and carefully remove the liner from the top, the release paper, whatever you like to call it. And then once I have that done, I will take my lovely ladies and I will bring them down so the edge of this is with the edge of my mechanism along here. I'm also going to make sure that this sits in between these two pieces. So it looks like a fat H, really. So I'm going to pop that down on there like so and press that down. And then we want this piece to slide out from underneath like that. So when we pull, this one comes up and this one slides down. So if you keep that in mind, take your two pieces and flip them over, then you see that this piece needs to be facing down. So now I want to add my tape onto the top here. So my ladies are in the down position, down at the end. I'm flipping that over and I'm adding the tape across the top here. And hopefully having the little design on the bags makes it easier for you to see. Lynette said, I've done that twice. Well, you're not on your own there, girl. Now I am going to pull this down a bit closer to me. And I'll make sure I'm still in shot, but so I can see what I'm doing. And I will then show you what I've done. Okay. So my tape is on the plastic, not on the card underneath our mechanism. It's on the plastic there right at the top. So now what I want to do is I want to take my pokey tool again and very carefully take off the release paper. I had red liner tape that I was using before, but I found that a devil to get off. So again, we have our sentiment piece. I want my words to come out at the bottom, so I'm going to flip this over and then I'm going to stick this down, lining this up with the top there. Now again, I'm going to lean over just to make sure that I get it in and level. So do excuse my head if it peeks over. Now, if you find you have a little bit of sticky there at the top, take your embossing buddy and go over the edge like that. You can go down along the side. You could use your candle wax, but I just like to go over that because I know then nothing is sticky. And then there is a little bit of movement. If you can see there with our girls, they do move over a little and back. That's because we're using plastic at the end of the day. So now I'm going to wipe off any of my dusting that I have done using my embossing buddy. You could use a cloth, a dry cloth if you want, just to be sure. But I'm going to now add my foams, and these are from Amazon. I think I've added a link to these down below in the description. If I haven't, I will do so after the live, but I think I might have done. I can't remember. So I'm going to trim that off there. And I'm going to add another one over the other side. And I tend to keep mine over to the edge. I don't go off the edge, but I'm trying to keep it as far over so it gives room for my ladies in there to move over and back. Then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to pop that there. And I'm going to add another one over here. And finish up on this side. Now, if you don't have skinny strips like this, but you have a long roll of tape, you know, double-sided tape like this, take a piece of kitchen greaseproof paper or parchment paper. Put this down on your parchment paper, cut it to the length you want, and then when this is on the parchment paper, you could then cut up and get a thinner piece of foam tape, and then you just peel the parchment paper off the back. It acts like a release paper. Oh, excuse me. And that way then you're not getting your scissors all gunky, you know. So we have our lovely panel there ready to go. We need to add our little pull mechanism, which I have here. And I've also got my little arrow, which I die cut in here and left in so I wouldn't lose it. And I'm going to add that. Now I am going to use my quick grab glue. I haven't used this glue in a little while, so I hope it works okay. Yeah, no. See, the thing with this is if you leave the pin in it when you're not using it, then you have no problems when you come back to use it. But when you forget to put the pin in, really I should be doing this every night, taking it out, adding the pin, then it tends to work. But sure, yes, it's working now. Okay, so I want to add a little bit behind this so it sticks down, and I'm going to bring it into the middle there as best I can. I think that's more or less in the middle. And then I'm going to add my little arrow, and I'm going to use my pickup tool to pick that up and place that down. And hopefully that will stick. Now, Jollykin says there's a new boss in the UK who's causing mayhem, changed it to shifts instead of early door and finishing about 1. A lot have left. Oh, well, that's a conversation I've missed a lot of. Ted said our lovely post lady turns up at 3:30 every day or when we have post, and if I have a parcel, she drives up to the door. Our post box is 147 steps away. It's down our track. Well, we have a lovely postman here. I'm going to go back to the table, and he's fab. He's absolutely fab. He'll come to the window and he'll pop it in the window. Otherwise, I don't lock the porch door except at night when we're going to bed. So he knows the porch door is open, so he'll bring packages and leave them inside. But yeah. So now what we need to be aware of when we're sticking this down is when this is in the open position, like so, I want to make sure that my sentiment here doesn't come down like this, because then when you go to stand it up, the card won't stand up. You see, this is it in full position. So I want to make sure that this is something like that. So I like to put this down in the open position. I'll take off my little release papers on the back, and these are not too hard to take off at all, even if you have gel nails. So I have this open fully. I'm going to pop that down there, and I'm going to see if I can get it nice and straight. Something like that. And it could be a little bit more to the left, but you know what? I'm not sweating the small stuff. Sure, isn't that grand? And then that whole thing should slide in and out. And it does. There we go. Lovely. So now I just need to put my top on. And that's this piece. And that sits on top of our foam like that. Just like that. You can just see the bottom of the lady's toes. So I'm going to pull that off. And I'm going to pop this down on top. Now I want to try and make sure that it's covering up the two. I'm going to turn this down this way towards me, and that way I can be sure I get it. Now if you put a little bit of liquid glue on your foams, then that gives you a little bit of wiggle room. There we go. I was starting to panic there. It's not going under. The panic is real. the stress is real. There we go. Oh, that's great. Okay, I'm delighted with that. And my little pull tab is just shy of the top of the card as well. So that's great. Now, I do have Celebrate that I have die cut out, and I'm going to pop this all out of here. I left it in here so you could see how I did it. You could use Sam's big words like what I have done there in the boys card, and hopefully this will all come out really nicely for me now. Yeah, lovely. We'll just take our time. Yay! And I'm going to put that down onto my Celebrate. I'm going to use my squeezers and I will add a little bit of glue onto this. I'll just add it into spots on there. Are you all still with me? We have 40 people watching at the moment. Thank you so much for popping onto my channel and watching. If you're enjoying what I'm doing, please do give it a thumbs up. I see there's 34 thumbs up. So thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying what I'm doing. And lovely. There we go. Celebrate. Now we could add this on a little bit of foam. I like the idea of it because my foams are very thin. So I'm going to take some of these and I'm going to add one long piece down here across the bottom. Scissors. And another piece up there. But like I said, you don't have to add foam here at this part if you don't want to. But I figure I've got foam in there anyway. I'm going to be paying the extra postage regardless. So, you know, might as well add another little bit onto it. Now, I do have a little banner here. But I think that will kind of get lost. So I'm going to leave that off. But I do want my Celebrate and I want my little hats there. I think I want to put another panel. I think I want to put a plain panel on here. And I think I will. I think I will pop a white piece down. And let's get out our ruler and measure. I think I want to put a piece 4 1/4 by 2 1/4. 4 1/4 by 2 1/4. Let's get a piece of white cardstock out. 4¼ by 2¼ . I think it will make everything pop a little bit more if we do that. Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm going to use my collal glue for this, just because it'll be a little bit quicker. I see Anne has joined us. Welcome, Anne. Were you on holiday? Did you have a lovely time? Okay, we've got our little... See, I think these will all pop better now. We can put 2 of them there like that and the celebrate over there. I think that's what I'll do. Yeah, even though our white background here now, I don't mind that so much. So I'm going to pop that like that. And then I'm going to stick these down, and I'll use my quick grab glue for these. I'm going to put one up there. And one down here. Lovely. Now I kind of feel we're missing something here. Let's see, can we adjust our little banner? Oh, I think we can. I think I shall cut that off there and tuck my little banner underneath the celebrate. What do we think? I think that'll be fun. Let's do that. Again, I'm going to use my quick grab. Add some glue to that. That is slow to grab. I think I'm going to add a little bit of foam to that. Let's see how that looks. Come on, you little devil, get off. I have a bin over there if you see me just swipe things away. That is why, because there's a bin over there. That looks good. Yay, I love that. What do we think? Make a wish, hip hip hooray. I'm going to pop my other little party hat in here at a jaunty angle. And let's do a little bit of a tidy up. So we have our girls and our boys. Now, I do have another one, but considering this one has taken me an hour and a half, this will probably take me an hour. So I don't know if you all want to... I don't know if you all want to sit here for another hour, because I have to colour the boys in. I should have done that beforehand. So what do you think, guys? Do you want me to make the second card? It's up to yourselves now. I'm going to give you a chance there in the comments to see what you think. I'm going to read some of the comments because I missed a lot in the comment section. I want to add a little bit of glitters to my girls because, you know, they are out partying. Let's see, is there, yeah. Okay, we'll add a little bit of glitter around the top of her dress there and down, and we'll give her a little bit of glitters on her collar and on her belt, and sure we'll give her a little bit of glitters as well on her dress. It's very subtle. We'll put some on the fun hats there and a little there. Let's see. It's a savage card, Simone, Benita said. Thank you. Anne said it's a brilliant card, Simone. Lynn is heading off. Bye, Lynn, in case you're still here. Cheerio. Thanks for joining. I really appreciate it. Caroline says absolutely. Jollykin says yes. Benita said yes, do it. Avril says do the colouring and then decide if you've got time to make it. That sounds like a good idea. Hazel says yes. Alison says yes. Jeanette says why not if you're happy to do so. Barbara Hickey, hi Barbara. She said oh yes, do the lads too. Jollykin said Mike can make his own dinner. Mike can make the tea. Oh, what's the name? What? Hang on. What's the nail varnish color? Do you know what? I use the Miley gels. It's a brand, Miley, and this is just their soft pink. I like doing my own nails myself, and I was normally doing nail varnish, but listen, I could do my nails and 10 minutes later there's dings and chips in it. So I just put it on a subtle amount, and I keep my nails short because I've had long nails and I don't like them because it makes it hard to do things. So I just have, you know, short-ish nails. I gave them a good hacking down when I put this colour on about 2 weeks ago. So yeah, they're growing out a bit now, but I couldn't tell you the colour. I'd have to look in the box over there. I think the consensus is yes. Avril said, I want you to check what the postie brought first though. Is it my card? Would you all like me to go and see what came in the post? Jollykin says, okay, thanks. I don't like long nails either. Thanks, it's a lovely colour. There you go. Okay, I'll pop to the post, and what I will do is I will give everyone a chance to go for a pee. So if you want to go for a pee, let me see. I have an intermission. Oh, where has that gone? I'll tell you what, I'll go back to, let's see if, right, I'll pop to the post. Let me see what's in the post. For the wonderful, oh. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't have showed the address. Avril, it is from you. Look at that beautiful flower. And it survived. Oh, wow. Okay, let's open this. And, oh. Oh. Oh, wow. Let me just clear this off a little so we can get a good look at Avril's card. Oh, look at that. Oh, that is divine, Avril. Oh, I love it. I love the Simone. Those dies are fab. I love that. Happy birthday, Simone. Hope you have a lovely day and a wonderful crafty year ahead. Aw, that is savage, Avril. I did get a couple of cards. Benita's card is actually in the sitting room. I got a card from the lovely Kay Rogers. Let me show you Kay's card. It's this really fun pop out one, isn't that so cool? And the whole thing just folds flat in together like so. I think it takes me a minute to get this to fold in. Oh no, is it? Yeah, that way. And it just sits on the desk like that. So that is Kay's card that I got. I know Lynn sent me a card, it just hasn't arrived. Irish Post. They can be devils when it comes to keeping your cards. Shall I get Benita's card? I've got to get Benita's card now. Give me a minute and I will go and get Benita's card. Let me just quickly jump off and get that. I have that on the mantelpiece in here. And I got some lovely cards from family as well. But this is Benita's card that she sent to me. Isn't that so cool? The whole thing folds flat to go into your envelope and then it pops out like so. She did this on a live on her channel as well. So they're my lovely cards that I got from my crafty friends. That one is just beautiful, Avril. I hope you're getting lots of lovely words from people, all of you. Thank you so much. I'm going to pop that behind me here. Isn't that so good? And I'll pop Benita's behind me over here. And I'll pop Kay's one back over here. Isn't that lovely? Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Louise said, I don't think Tesco do as good as a job as Avril, Benita and the other crafters. Thank you, Louise. You can count yourself in there as well. You make fabulous cards. Jollykin says, is it your birthday, Simone? It was. May the force be with you. That'll tell you what day my birthday was on if you're a Star Wars fan. Gorgeous, Benita, Hazel said. Mad Mike, what are you having for your tea? Well, I'm having pulled pork, slow roasted pulled pork. I'm having it in a bath with some fries and baked beans. That's what I'm having. Lovely cards, ladies. Beautiful cards, Kay, Benita and Avril, Pippa said. Tesco couldn't touch it. Actually, Mike got me a card and it brought a tear to my eye. It was so soppy. Normally he'd get me like a Minions card, you know, a fun, jokey, and he always puts a fun, jokey sentiment inside, but he got me such a soppy card. I put it down to him not feeling well, actually. But yeah, do you know what I'm going to do? While I'm here, I'm going to colour the guys in, see how long it takes. It's 4:45. Hubby isn't going to be home for at least an hour. So if you're happy to craft along, sure, we might as well. I'm going to use the colours that I have used already. I'll move the boys up here and I'll move the girls up here. Benita, you look smashing in your purple dress, has to be said. Okay, so again, I'm going to just do the basic skin color. Like I said, I'm not going to shout out all the names of the colors now, but I will list them in the description below. Let's see how quick Simone can do the coloring. Huh? Okay. She doesn't look a day over 60, Mike said. Isn't he terrible funny? Don't give up the day job, Mike. Whatever you do. Okay. Now I can't colour and talk, folks. Well, I can, but I can't colour and read the comments. I'm going to give him a little bit of flesh there and a bit of flesh there. I think the police have just broken into the house because your man's put his hands up. Like someone is out, freeze! Raise your hands above your head. Freeze. Yeah. Okay. Belated happy birthday, Louise said. I hope Mad Mike looked after you on your birthday and took you somewhere nice for a meal. No, he didn't, Louise. He was sick. He was sick as a dog. Not like sick. He was sick. So, but he bought me a printer, Louise. He bought me an Eco Tank color printer scanner, and his foot looks weird. It's probably just the way he's sitting. He bought me my Ohuhu markers, and he keeps me in this life I have grown very accustomed to since my girls grew up and left home. I'm now minder of the dog. Domestic engineer, goddess and caretaker. That's me. But yeah, no, he didn't. And my daughter was meant to come up and we were going to go out for a meal and do all the things, but I put her off coming up as well because I didn't want anyone coming up and then going home and ending up sick. So I encouraged them not to come up, you know, while Mike was not feeling well. So I'm actually using E46 with my YR06 to give the shadow. But if you've seen what I did with the ladies, I actually used my YR06 after the color had dried. What I did was I came back and added another layer, and that gave me my shadows. And I know your shadows, they should all be on one side and blah 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 blah, but I am not that color tech when it comes to coloring, so I'm just doing what looks right. And now I'm going to go back in with my YR06 and give another layer, and I'm not actually going over. Maybe if I zoom in, that might be helpful. I'm not actually going over the dark color as much as bringing another layer down and around. I am literally flying through this, folks, so do excuse me if the quality isn't as good. Okay. Right, we are going to give them all jeans, and they're all wearing the same color jeans. Yeah, this is my darker gray. We could actually go in. Let's, as we have this here, let's go in with our darker shadow. And this one is the BGY25. I think, did we use this for Benita's hair on the last one? Oh man, that pork has my stomach rumbling. It smells so good. And I'm going to go in with the lighter color. See how this looks. Now, what color are we going to do our couch? That is the question. I think we might do it the green, because I didn't use that on the other one. So this is my lighter color. I'm going to come over to this guy. And I'm going to Mike, are you calling me? And if so, why? I'm going to look for a lighter color. I think I'll try this one with this one. Oh, hang on, Mike. Oh, sorry. Excuse me for just a minute, folks. Hubby is calling.
You're not reading the comments. The guy in the white in the middle has got a white face. Can you have his coloured in it?
Okay, is that what you're calling me for?
Yeah. Get on with it. Bye bye.
Oh my. I do apologise for that. My husband thinks he's hilarious. He was calling me to tell me, colour in the guy in the middle. I would have got to that. I would have spotted that. Guys, only on a live. Okay, so I'm bringing B411 into the mix. And I know you could hear me while I was talking to him, but let's see, that is B411. 411 is the lighter shade, so I'm going to go, oops, wrong end. Lol, the middle guy is a cousin to Ghost. Yeah, I know, you could all see that. Look, I'm doing my best here. Oh my goodness. And here I am, doing an extra one, and you're all giving me jip, huh? What are ye like? If you weren't my friends, I'd be upset with you all. Okay. I'll get back to your man's face in a minute. I can't believe he rang me to tell me I'd forgotten to do his face. That's hilarious. Guys, do any of you have a hobby that would do that, huh? Okay. And then we'll use the darker one on this guy. Across the pockets, underneath, across there. Okay, let's do a 3-color blend. Oh, lol. Orange for the couch. No, Jeanette. Did Benita pay you to say that? Did she? Did Benita pay you? Orange! I know that's Benita's favourite colour. I'm going teal colour, I think, for the couch. I've got to do that guy's face first, though, before people start losing the plot. I want a light grey. I think let's have a look and see what this one is like. Yeah, this is BGY00. I want it just for the shoes and the tongue on his shoe. And I'm going to go with a warm grey 06 for along here, and just the extras there. And I think I'll give this guy red shoes, and they're so light I'm not going to sweat the small stuff with that. That's R016. This is R112. And I'm going to give the other guy some purple shoes because you know what? He's not afraid of colour. Y29. They're high tops, I think that's what you call them. And I'm going to go in with the warm grey 06 just to give it a little bit of shading there. How are we doing in the comments? Look at me leaning over. I'm falling off my chair with all the excitement. Hayley, you were just in time to keep Simone on the straight and level. What's Hayley saying? I've had my appointment, I'm back. Welcome back, Hayley. I hope all went well. You missed Mike making an absolute idiot of me, ringing me up to say, colour in your man's face. Oh dear. And his neck. I would have got to it because I would have done his top and I would have gone, oh look, I forgot to colour in his neck. What's the other one we used with that? I think it was E46. We'll give that a little bit of shape around there and around the hairline and the ears. And let's see, I'm going to do my couch next. I'm using G114 and G013. I'm going with the lightest colour first, even though sometimes I do the darkest colour. Yeah, that's still all right. Yeah, so that's the darker colour. We'll go with the lighter colour. Haha, that doesn't surprise me. You're winding everybody up, Mike. Yeah, that's what he does, Hayley. He winds everybody up. He thinks he's hilarious, you know. I have to say, as things go, he is funny. He is. So I'm just going to colour this all in my lightest shade. And then once I've that done, I'll come back with my darker shade. And I'll go in and do my light tones, do my shadows, I mean. And I'm going to be careful because I'll get quick-handed and then I'll end up going somewhere I shouldn't. This is fun. I hope you're all enjoying it. We have 33 people still watching. That is brilliant. I'm not boring too many of you, I'm glad to see. We would have had Sam on today, but Sam is on her hollybobs. And for any of you that don't know what hollybobs is, it's a fun English word, slang word for holidays. Push that over there. So she's on her holidays. She's taken a week out. And then when she comes back, we're going to celebrate MTS being 6 years old. And then she'll have her, she will have her latest release then will be coming up. We're due another release, another collection soon. Okay, this is how it's looking so far. And I'm going in with my dark colour now for my sofa. I want to give a little bit of shading there. I want a little bit of shading under where the guys are sitting. And this is where I'm not the best. Do you know, adding my shading. So I'm just going to add a little bit. We want a little bit along there and a little bit along the side. And then I think along this edge here, because the light would be shining on that. And along there. And I'll put a little bit along here. And then I'll go back in with my lighter colour, and I'm going to go around where I've put my darker colour, because this will layer, so it'll give us our second shading. And along there, I hope my head isn't in the way, I don't think so. And along there. And along there. Now I'm going to take some browns, this one and this one. So these two are E46 and E511. I'm going to take my darkest shade first, and I'm going to add that in along like so. I'm just making sure I'm still in shot. And then along the back there, here, and along there. I hope, Jollykins, that this live is indeed picking you up and helping you to feel better. Nothing like sitting back, relaxing and chilling out. Now, I forgot to do the back of my sofa. Oh, pick those two back out. So we have a sliver of sofa in here. And we have a sliver, no, is that hoodie? I think that's hoodie. But we do have a sliver of sofa back here. I like this colour. I reckon it'd be lovely on mic. I think this is a bit of the couch as well, so I'm going to colour that. Lovely. Okay, I'm coming in with my darker colour now, and I'm going to bring that around the back of where this guy is sitting and under the arms here. And then I'm going back in with my light colour, and I'm going to use that as my mid-tone, so when it layers over it gives that look. Lovely. I think that'll do nicely. Right, I'm going to give our guy here dark brown hair and eyebrows. I'm going to give my guy here dark hair, and the images are so small, I'm not too bothered about, you know, texture and all that kind of thing. And I'm going to give him the same kind of color hair, but I'm going to go in with the lighter color here. Give him a lighter color, a lighter shade, and that was BYG00 and BYG25. Now tops. Do we have any modern guys that would go for a pink hat? I think so. This guy looks like he might have a fun pink hat on. Because why not, you know? And I'm going to take a fine liner pen in black, and I'm going to put an NY through there. You can't really see it, but do you know, it funds it up a little bit. Sure, why wouldn't we? Right, I'm going to give this guy a purple top, And again, I'm going to start with my dark, and I know the thing is you start with your light, but this is Y29 and we're going to, or sorry, V29, and V26 is our lighter color. And I'm going to go in with the light color as it's in my hand, and then add our shadows on after that. Our controllers would be grey, so I'll take a light grey as well and just add a bit of shading to them. So I'm going to come in with my darker color, especially around where the artist has, and I'm just putting little lines through this so it looks as if it's a texture, and then I'll come back in with my light, and I'm just going over where I have, like so. So it gives it a bit of a textured look, you know. Right, I think I shall use gold color on my middle guy with the red shoes, because he looks like that kind of a guy, that he'd have like a goldy brown. And I'm doing it all in my Y215, and then I'm going to come back when that's dry and do another layer on top. Mike is having a conversation there with Jollykins. And I'm just layering on the color like I would if it was a medium color, and that just gives shapes. Okay, hopefully you can see that. And his mouth, I want to do it in a warm grey color, and the same with this guy, because it would look dark. And I have a lighter grey color that we picked out, didn't we? BGY00. Want to do that for the game controllers. Okay, and for our friend here, he's got pink and purple shoes on, so I think we need to give him, ooh, what color? I think I might go with a blue color. Let's see what we have here. This is B09. And let's see, what's this? B05. Yeah, I think those two would go good. I think we missed a little bit of our green color. Look under here. So I'll just top that up. Mike is off, is he? Goodbye, Mike. See you in a while. Okay. Now I'm going to go in with my B05, and I'm going to color him all in. And I think what I'll do is I'm going to give him purple purple cap on his cuffs, I mean, on his hoodie. And I might put purple on the inside. And that'll tie in his purple shoes because, you know, I bet he's the type of guy that colour coordinates. We're nearly there. How are we doing for time? 4:10. Oh my gosh, not a child in the house washed. Well, I do have a wash on the line. Well, you couldn't not, you know, because the weather today is so lovely. So this is B09. Let's see how these look together. I think they look good. Oh, my tummy is rumbling because of the smell of that pork. Okay. Okay, this is 05. Oh no, this is 05. And this is 09. And I'm going to pull in my purple and do a light bit of purple there and actually on his strings. And I really want to go on his hoodie pocket because why not? He looks like a fun kind of guy, and I want to go on his cuffs as well. Yeah. Okay, so we need to do a bit of ink blending. Now I have my ink out, so I'm just going to use the same. Now, should I have done this before I put it on? Yeah, should have, but sure, look, it'll be grand. It's just for a bit of colour, so it's not just plain white. And we'll do a little bit around here. Let's throw this around the other side. We'll bring a little bit up there. Now, I do want to be careful that I don't get any on my sentiment below, and you probably won't see this too much because this will be underneath, but I'll still add it anyway. Lovely. Okay, I'll put that back down and I'll clean that up later. There we go. Right, let's go back to the table. There we are, and we have our lovely guys having fun. Let's clear all this off, and like I said, I will put a list of all the numbers I've used for the Ohuhu markers. There are links below in the description, and I'm very quickly going to put this together. So have I got my inside done? No, I haven't. Do I want to stamp this now? Maybe I should while I'm here. Let's do it. Okay. Whoops. Right, I'm going to put this down like so. And we'll pop our Make-A-Wish in the middle-ish, something like that. I'm gonna pull that back up, try not to smear anything. So Bonita says, look savage, Simone, you're doing really great with the Ohuhus already. Thank you. I've been watching loads of videos, so hopefully it pays off. But you see how I'm doing there. I mean, I'm not, you know, I'm not sweating it. I'm just doing what I think looks, you know, good to me, and seeing how it goes. Okay, so that's that done, and I shall tidy that up later. Try not to smear anything. And now we'll do a little bit of assembly. I really should. I'm just going to pop a little bit of cardstock over my sentiment so that it doesn't mark the inside of the card, because VersaFine takes a little bit longer to dry. That's why it's really good for using with embossing powder. Ghost is being so good. Yeah, Kay is right. I got the 320 set, but they come in all different size sets, the Ohuhus. They have a fantastic range. They do acrylic marker pens as well. And yeah, they do small sets up to big sets. And if you're purchasing from Ohuhu, I recommend you use the code HIOHUHU at checkout, and you just may get a 15% discount. That's what I used when I purchased mine. So if you'd like to get 15% off your purchase, and if you go onto the Ohuhu website, it's Ohuhu, www.ohuhu.com. They do shipping for certain countries free over a certain amount. I didn't have to pay. I purchased through ohuhu.com, but I went via, it gives you then the option. I went via the EU site because I'm in Ireland, so I went via the European site, and I didn't have to pay any taxes that way. That's the worst thing for me. If I want to purchase anything from America, I have to pay taxes when it comes in, and between shipping and taxes, generally anything I want to buy is nearly the price of the product I want to buy with those fees. So yeah, what did I do? Oh, here it is. I was going to say, where's my blue box? So let's pop out one of our banners. I do have, don't I have two? I have one. So we'll pop that up there with Make-A-Wish, and I'll use my quick grab glue. Are the range ones similar in quality? I couldn't speak for the ones in the range. I presume you're in the UK. I did get the color, they're called Co-Create or Co-Expert. They're the markers from Smith's, you know, Smith's toy stores. I do believe you have them in the UK. I got their 320 range. It cost me €49, which is a hell of a lot cheaper than the Ohuhus, which cost €200. And I have to say, if you don't have the money for the likes of Ohuhus or Copics, I found them great. I honestly found them great. I wouldn't knock them. Yeah, there's a great range of colours. They're below me down here. I don't know if you can you see them there? That's all the markers that come with the Co-Expert range from Smith's Toy Stores. I know there's something like 360 of them between England and Europe and Ireland. And I have to say, I was very pleased with them. Do I think they're better than the Ohuhus? Well, I haven't coloured enough with the Ohuhus to say yes, they're better, no, they're not. I do think the consensus is that they are a better marker. Now, again, we have this die that die cuts out for your pull tab. I have used a punch, which die cuts out an inch circle punch, and that's what I'm going to use on the boys card because I think it looks better. Oh, I nearly stuck it to the card base. So I'm going to stick that there, which I think is in the middle. And then I've got the little arrow to pop on as well. So I'm going to pop a bit of glue down and grab my pickup tool. And have that on there. I think that looks good. Sorry about my head being in the way, guys. Let's see, so we need to sit this down, and in order to do that, I'm going to do what I did for the other one. I'm going to open it out, and I'm going to take off the release paper on the back. It's easier if you actually pop it down. You know what they say, less haste, more speed. 25 watching now. That's great. Thank you everyone who has watched. I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to sit that down there about there. I know it's not exactly in the middle, but this will move over a little bit, so I think that's fine. Can you hear the song thrush outside? I love living in the country. We have a fox that goes up and down the road. Sometimes he cuts through our garden, and he's brazen because he'll stand out there looking in at us. Yeah. So now we have our blue panel, our white panel, and our colored panels. So do we want to do it like what I've done here, or do it on the white? So let me know. Gingham, are we going on white or on blue? On white or on blue? Jollykins is saying, thanks, Simone. I can't remember what that's for, but you're welcome. Lynette has said, I've just ordered some pastel Ohuhus and I used the discount code and it worked. Brilliant. I'm delighted. That's fabulous. I'm chuffed for you, Lynette. Benita's saying she's enjoying it very much. And she's excited for Lynette. On the blue, Benita said, come on, I want 3 people to vote. Are we going on? Oh, Nova said blue as well. Okay, well, 2 beats 3. Okay, so we're going on the blue. So I'll pop those over there and they can be used another time. And I shall glue them down. Now, I did have a blue strip and I did have the same in the pink colour to add to the card, because I do like to pop one across the bottom. But I've used the little hat in this one. And I've used the 2 hats on this one. But I mean, you could always pop it on the back to decorate the back, you know, as well. I do love doing that. Sometimes I'll use them on an envelope to decorate an envelope as well. Okay, so let's glue this piece down. Lynette said, I've got a storage unit coming for all my Ohuhus. Well, enjoy. The fun is putting the markers into the storage unit. I will definitely link after the live is over. I will link to the storage unit that I have got there behind me, the white one. I got it from Amazon. I think it was €17 for 120 stack, and they have them so you stack them that way, but I've got them so they're lying that way, and I have 3 stacked together for my 320 markers, which leaves me the bottom end there. So if I do decide to get the pastels or something like that, I can chuck them in across the bottom there. So that was my plan. Okay, so we have this here. I'm gonna add this down. Hopefully that's straight. I love that. That's so cool. I'm chuffed with that. Okay, so we want to add our hooray. And I kind of had it at a jaunty angle like that because I was going to put 2 of my little things down there. Now I do have a celebrate left over. Do I want to just put 1 here on foam like I did with the other one and then pop this inside? I think that's what I'll do, and I'll keep those bits for next time. Right, and I'm going to add a little bit of foam onto my hooray. We're nearly there, folks. Thank you so much for sticking with me for so long. I never intend to go so long for a live, but I thought, seeing as I was covering for Sam, as Sam is on her hollybobs, I thought, sure, I might as well have a go at doing 2 cards. I might have been a little bit too eager with doing 2 cards and colouring and all the things, but I think you've all enjoyed it. Have you enjoyed being here with me and crafting, watching me craft? I think that's enough. Let's see. I might just add a little bit down there on the Y. Sure, I have it left over. I might as well. Stabilizes it. Okay, so Jeanette said thank you. Haley, thanks Benita. I'll have a look at that. Is that something to do with the Ohuhus that Haley is asking after? Can I see? Does anybody know if the 320 set B, what sets am I missing for a full collection? Yeah, that's the thing. I think some of them overlap. The B does have some colours that the Honolulu set doesn't have. But, I mean, do we need the B? Do we need the B set? I mean, is that not enough? With all the colours. I mean, you see how I got on there just using 2s. Sets of 2. Normally I would 3 colour blend, you know, but with the Ohuhu you can put your dark down and then put your dark down on top of that and get a darker colour. It's the brilliant thing that I liked about the Ohus, that I think the word is opaque. They're opaque, so they layer, the colour layers one on top of each other, and I just think that is fantastic, you know. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to get the Ohuhu, because I could see it with Sam when she was colouring. She would layer the colours, you know, she'd take 2. So with 2 markers, like if you have 1 marker and you do all 1 colour, then if you allow it to dry, if you want to blend, this is what I got from what I was watching. If you want your colours to blend, then, you know, do your light, your medium, your dark, and back down through. while they're wet, it blends. Always have something plastic underneath your page. It stops bleed through, but it also helps the ink to move on the page and blend. But if you put down a color and you leave that dry and then you go back with the same color, it will layer on top. So you'll have the two colors overlapping and the one on top will look darker. And if you let that layer dry again and come back in with the same color again, it'll layer on top again. And that is what I think is fabulous. That is what I loved. So let me just close this down. Now my little piece here is a little bit above, can you see? But when you put into a 5x7 envelope, you generally have a little bit of room on the top. So I'm not going to sweat that. But I do want to add my last little hat inside and then we're done. And guys, if you've enjoyed my live, I'm going to be live again next Wednesday at the same time because, again, Sam is off. Now, she's not off on Hollybobs next week, but she is off because she's prepping for her next collection that's coming out, the May collection. So let's have a look and see. So there are our 3 cards. We made 2 today. These 2 are the 2 we made today. This is what has inspired. I love this mechanism. I have a link to Craftworld down below in the description. It's an affiliate link. It won't cost you anything extra to use it, but definitely pop over if you like the mechanism. You don't have to buy the whole collection. You can buy bits and pieces. They're all in there. But I think, isn't that mechanism so sweet? So we have happy birthday to the man of the moment. Behind every great night are great friends and a cocktail. And this one says the man, the myth, the legend. And inside we have our Make a Wish poem that Sam came up with, our banners and our little hat. We have our celebrate here. And again, we have our banners, hat and our poem, and the same here again. These are great to make for having in your stash. I mean, if you get everything all prepped, you can do it, you know, just chuck them out. The timekeeping piece would be the colouring. Now, what I generally do, and this is a cheat, I will sit down with a sheet of stamped images, colour them in, I scan them. That way then if I want to make a bulk few cards, I print up the scanned images and stick them on. Who's going to know whether you coloured them or scanned them because you coloured them in the first place? But that's what I like to do. And yeah, I'm chuffed. Look at the ease of that mechanism. It just works so lovely. Absolutely so lovely. I do love it. I'm going to have a quick look at the comments. I'm going to come back to me first. There we go. And you'll see there I have a, don't forget to give a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber and ding the bell. That way you'll be notified next time I post another video or I go live. I'd like to thank everyone who was here to watch me live today covering for Sam as the ambassador to the Made to Surprise brand. I was delighted to be here with you today covering Sam's time. We had so many people join us. We had Donna and we have Hayley. Hope you're feeling better, Hayley. And we have Lynette. We have Donna. Fabulous. I need to get the mechanism out of its packet and have a go now. Thank you for a great live. Love. I do that too. Words are hard, especially when you're typing. Yeah, Hazel. I love them all, Lynette said. Thank you, Lynette. These are fab, brilliant. Oh, Nova, it's addictive. There's always something that seems essential. An endless purse is needed. It is, but you know what? If you can afford it and it brings you joy, you could be doing far worse things. You could be smoking, drinking, doing drugs and all the things, but you're not. You're crafting, and it's good for your mental health. It's good for your mental health. That's the best excuse of them all, guys. It's good for your mental health in this world that we're in. So I'm going to leave it there. Again, thank you so much for joining me today on today's live. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. We've had fun. We had calls during the live from Mad Mike telling us to colour in that face. We had the postman deliver, and as you can, where am I? Over, no, there. As you can see, there's Benita's card, we have Averil's card, and we have Kay's card. So we got one card delivered today, but got to share my birthday cards with you. And what else? Yeah, we've had a good day. We've had the birds singing outside and everything. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you again for joining me. Don't forget to give a thumbs up. And I will see you in another video really soon. But I will definitely see you live next Wednesday at 2 p.m. So if you're not busy and you'd like to join me, you're more than welcome. And until then, take care, stay safe, and bye for now. Bye.